All right, guys, I'm really excited about this bike. Today we're taking a look at the Lyric Graffiti X. All right, so now let's walk through all the features. All right, so we got a 16-inch moto rim, and we have CST dual sport moto tires with a moto tube inside. For the brakes, we have Magura MT5Es. These are 4-piston with a 203mm rotor. There's also some regen braking, which we'll get into later. We also got an integrated front fender. Then we got a hydraulic front suspension fork with 160mm of travel with adjustable rebound. Now we got this massive 6,000 lumen 7-inch DOT moto headlight. Very bright. We have two modes. This is low beam, and that's high beam, so really bright at night. We also have these integrated turn signals. That's left, and that's the right side. So we got this textured rubber grip over here. You have your controls for the light, the signals, and your headlight turning on and off. We also have the display controls. So you have a color display right in the center with 9 levels of pedal assist. You also have the key ignition over here with a horn. This is the control for legal mode and off-road mode. Got a full twist throttle. So this is the Magura MT5E brake. And on the levers, you'll notice this wire over here, which I believe is connected to the regen. So they have a demo video with the regen, and in it, they say that if you just kind of lightly tap, that's how the regen kicks in. So if you don't want to actually squeeze the calipers all the way down, if you just lightly tap that, it'll kick in the regen, and you'll actually come to a stop just electronically. Pretty cool option if you want to save your brakes. All right, so we have a removable 60-volt 40-amp-hour battery. They use Samsung cells, and this thing is a really interesting design. I mean, it looks like a speaker, like integrated into the frame. It also has this integrated handle over here. I don't know if you guys could see it. Because this battery weighs 24 pounds, so having a handle is going to be very helpful for lugging this thing around. So let's talk about the motor. Now, in legal mode, it is rated for 750 watts and 1600 watts peak. In unlimited mode, it is 3000 watts rated and 7200 watts peak. So lots of power. We're looking at, max speed of 20 miles per hour on legal mode, and then unlimited like 45 plus. And if you see the markings over here, it says 60 volt, 3000 watts. Now, in terms of the drivetrain, we have a single-speed 12-tooth freewheel over here. And you'll notice this is a belt drive, which makes it super quiet, with a 60-tooth front cog. Back here, we have dual rear spring suspension from D&M. It has a 70-pound spring rate with 90mm of travel. Now, this is a prototype, so, just ignore some of the markings over here. But you do have an integrated rear fender and an integrated rear taillight. Now, it doesn't have brake functionality. I'm assuming the sensors go to regen and not to the light. So, that's fine. That's a fine compromise. I'd prefer regen over light. But you do have your turn signals, left and right. Up top, we have a nice and comfortable moped-style seat. Got the diamond pattern over here. And it's pretty long, so this will accommodate, a lot of different riders, different sizes and heights. And we also have these integrated rear pegs over here if you want to bring a passenger along. Inside of these panels over here is the controller, and it's a 60-volt, 80-amp controller. So now that we've gone through all the features, let's take the Lyric Graffiti X for its first ride.
The Lyric Graffiti X is built on a high-strength 6061 aluminum frame and features 16-inch moto rims wrapped in CST dual sport moto tires. It's got a powerful 3,000 watt rated motor that peaks at an impressive 7,200 watts. The bike operates in 2 modes, a legal mode with a top speed of 20 miles per hour and an unlimited mode that rockets you to over 45 miles per hour. A unique feature on the Graffiti is its Michelin belt drivetrain, which not only reduces maintenance and noise compared to traditional chain systems, but also enhances the smoothness of your ride, making it an ideal setup for those who value a quieter cycling experience. With a 60-volt, 40-amp-hour removable battery, the Graffiti X can cruise for up to 70 miles depending on your riding mode, pedal assist level, and terrain. The bike's handling is enhanced by a front hydraulic suspension fork and dual D&M rear shocks, making it capable of smooth rides, even on rough terrain. The full twist throttle and keyed ignition add a touch of classic moped feel, while the 9 pedal assist levels ensure that you have full control over how much help you get from the motor. Safety isn't overlooked, thanks to Magura 4-piston hydraulic hydraulic disc brakes equipped with 203mm rotors and regen braking to boost your stopping power. The integrated lighting system includes a massive headlight and tail light with turn signals to ensure visibility in traffic and during night rides.
Okay, first ride with the Lyric Graffiti X. So this should accommodate someone my size. I'm on the shorter end. And yes, it does. I'm not exactly tippy-toeing, but you know, my feet are flat on the ground, so that's good. Saddle is very comfortable. Again, lots of space here to find a comfortable position. I'm gonna sit up maybe a little bit closer. Bars are in a good position. Obviously, you can bring them further. If you're a shorter rider, push them out if you're taller. And yeah, this is a nice kind of like cruising stance for me, especially for something like this, you know, moped style. Obviously, this thing has a lot of power, so you want to make sure that your stance is comfortable, and when you're hitting those high speeds, that you have a good grip on the throttle and on the brakes. Pedal assist level 1, and we'll put it on off-road mode, and let's just see how this feels. Okay, a nice smooth throttle ramp up, very quiet. Like you can't even hear this thing with the belt drive. But I love how casual this feels. Even when I'm pedaling, the sensors are not just like doing like an on-off switch kind of thing. It's not just throwing volts into the bike. And this is really important to like test a bike on its lowest levels and not just like start at its highest, because you could really feel the tune and how thoughtful the company is about it. Because some people just don't want to send the bike, you know, they want to ride it casually. And this is like a nice casual pace on level 1. The fact that there's 9 levels, I mean, already tells me that this thing could really go much harder. All right, so let's bump it up to pedal assist level 5. We'll give it a little throttle here. And yeah, lots of power. Wow, okay. Okay. So level 5, you know, I'm hitting 20 miles per hour in this little parking lot. And now let's do pedal assist level 9. And yeah, wow, okay. So much fun, so quiet too. The belt drive, so quiet. Wow, all right. Oh my God. You know, this is like the type of bike that most people, you know, who got these moped style e-bikes a couple years ago, Super 73 or whatever, most of them modded to feel this powerful. And, you know, Lyric has all of this power stock, you know. I really like 60 volts. I think 60 volts is a good voltage for, you know, a bike like this. 72, yeah, that's fine, but I don't know if that's really for everyone. You get plenty of power, obviously, as you could see, on 60 volts. And these brakes are doing its thing. Let's test out the regen. We're gonna do a little regen test where I'm just tapping the sensor, and I can feel it, yeah. So I'm tapping the sensor and the regen is kicking in to slow me down. So I'm not even using the caliper. That's pretty cool. So just a little tap of the brake and the regen kicks in. Let me try that at speed. I'm gonna go a little bit faster here. Regen. So the regen is nice. It's not a strong regen where the motor feels like it's locking up. It's a real gradual regen brake. And if you want a little bit more braking power, you just pull down the levers and then your calipers will grab the rotor. So that's a really cool feature. I've never even thought about using, you know, like a Magura MTE as a regen switch. So that's pretty awesome. Let's do just a little bit of a higher speed braking. I'll go all the way back here. and try to get up to speed here. Okay, wow. First impressions with the Lyric Graffiti X. Yeah, this is such a powerful bike, but the power is done in a very tasteful way. Let me explain. The throttle tune, I tested 1, 5, and then 9, and the differences between those three are not like night and day, and I mean that in a good way, because there's a really thoughtful way that they program this where it can be tuned down for casual riders, but when you go all the way up, it's like a really good tune for more experienced riders. I think the belt drive was a really nice option. Very quiet. I think the pedal assist with the belt drive just feels more natural. It wasn't like just pushing volts in once the sensor detects my pedaling. Yeah, all the parts that they've considered for the drivetrain, I think, were really well thought out. Comfort-wise, the suspension was doing its thing when I was going over these speed bumps. So not an issue there. Very comfortable saddle. These big fat moto tires. I think that's a really good size for this type of bike. So you could definitely take this on the streets. You could definitely register this as a moped if you wanted to. Lyric has definitely been making some noise in the scene for a little bit, and I think this might be their flagship bike. Definitely check this bike out if you have a chance. Test ride it. It kind of speaks for itself.
So here's what we like. The power range is broad, catering to both new riders and adrenaline junkies. The regen braking system not only enhances safety, but also helps conserve battery life. And the belt drive system offers a quiet, smooth ride, along with a pedal assist that feels very natural. But here's some things to consider. At about 120 pounds, it's a hefty machine, which might be a challenge in terms of portability and storage. The fixed seat height might not accommodate every single rider out there. And depending on your local laws, the bike's high power and speed capabilities might place it in a legal gray area. Overall, the Lyric Graffiti X stands out in the high-performance e-bike market, blending traditional moped elements with modern e-bike technology. It's a beast ready to tackle any adventure, though its weight and size might limit its appeal to those looking for something easy to transport up a flight of stairs or carry on public transportation. So, does the Lyric Graffiti X spark your interest, or does it seem like too much bike to handle? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.